This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
All right, let's talk about road trips. We do a road trip every year together. Sturgis, this day. Yeah, and Harley Davidson and Madison helps that happen.
Yeah, man.
Talk to them at 7:40.
You can skip the Corn Palace. Do yourself a favor. And
I disagree. We had a great time at the Corn Palace.
Nobody has a good time at the Corn Palace.
Yeah, we went there, and I got some corn socks. There was one T-shirt that I want to get. It said, "I got shucked at the Corn Palace."
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. And I had the best popcorn of my life there.
Yeah, keep driving. Don't stop at the Corn Palace. It's overpriced, and all they do is sell you stupid socks.
It was free.
I didn't learn any. No, it wasn't.
It was free to get in.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
Yeah.
I was drunk.
Yeah, exactly. You should probably just tap out, dude.
Wait. Oh, it is free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Overpriced.
Everything in there is overpriced. Listen, it's like a giant junk store of corn trinkets. Just so you know. That's all it is.
Well, when we were there
it's a little deceiving. That's
last year, because we went last year.
You went last year?
Yeah.
For what?
Because she had never been out west at all. And I was like, well, you got to go to the Corn Palace. So we went, and the stuff there was actually pretty cool. They had like all kinds of different local popcorns. They had like local honeys and stuff too. And then they had like different recipe books, aprons, various Native American crafts, anything with corn on it. I think I also got my hot dog socks there, if I remember right. And weed socks, if I remember correctly. And jewelry, all kinds of stuff. It was better than I remembered it being.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Unique.
Yeah.
Maybe get out and stretch your travel legs.
Yeah.
All
we
right.
liked it.
I'll give you that.
We walked around a little bit. It was nice.
All right.
The popcorn was really good. Okay. The average person has been on 16 road trips in their life.
What's the minimum distance to qualify as a road trip?
I don't know.
Like from here to La Crosse? That's a road trip. I think that's a road trip.
No.
Oh, come on.
A road trip has to be, I would say,
Where do you go?
at least 5 hours.
If you go out towards Prairie du Chien and cut up the Great River Road, you don't think that's a road trip?
That's just a drive.
Oh. What about Green Bay? No, that's even shorter.
That's just a drive. Ashland is a road trip.
But Door County, that feels like a road trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the best parts of being on a road trip: seeing new landscapes and scenery, listening to music on the radio.
Huh?
No one listens to radio anymore. I thought we just heard that. Getting a break from your routine. You just really like driving. 25% agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then trying local food along the way and getting to your destination. We're a tie for number 5. No matter how good the trip is, getting there is always fun. It also looked at the most annoying things that can happen on the road. Top 3 are no cell service, constantly having to stop so someone can use the bathroom, and your kids asking, are we there yet? Well, that's why you give them Benadryl and throw them in the trunk.
Yeah. Best to take side country roads. I mean, traveling across Indiana on the toll road isn't that exciting. Get a couple of McDonald's and a flat landscape.
Yeah.
Not the most exciting.
Illinois is the worst to drive through.
Illinois is very...
It's so long.
Extremely...
So long.
Yeah. It's like seeing the same movie over and over again.
The road trip we went on for the eclipse was pretty great because we had the same pee schedule. And... because I like to get up and stretch my legs and stuff and walk around a little bit occasionally. I don't want to be sitting in the same place for too long. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever, every hour or so, stop and get up. Walk around. 37% of people have also experienced a road trip nightmare. Sturgis, broke down truck. Hello. How was that?
And then we finally got out of our parking lot. It was impressive. Hey, let's spend 3 hours trying to fit this hitch. This will be great. Wrong ball, buddy.
So last year on our way to Sturgis, my windshield wipers stopped working, and you might remember that was a problem because it was a deluge of rain.
Well, we had a fuel pump go out, and we coasted up in the wall drug and sat there for 6 hours. That was a good time.
Were you at Wall Drug proper? I don't even think you were there.
No,
were you?
Well, it happened out in Kadoka or whatever when the first time it went out. And then we pumped fuel back into it. It had the manual pump thing on it, and it got us. But you had to keep the truck running.
Yeah.
And to keep the fuel flow going. And then finally, once we slowed down, it just stopped flowing, and we coasted in the Wall Drug. Basically, had to kind of inch it into the parking lot there at that gas station right at the exit, and then we sat there for 6 hours, and it's a good time.
It was like 100.
It was 100 degrees, and the last mechanic at 4:55 in the afternoon wanted nothing to do with it.
No, dude. He takes time with his family seriously. I remember that when you walked outside, it was like when you open the oven and you're making a pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It was windy, but it was a hot wind. It was freaking terrible. And I remember the old timers biking out there. I rode mine. Yeah, and how are your hips feeling? Anyway, they were all passed out.
Well, they didn't have golf clubs either.
The gas station floor because it was cool.
Yeah.
So they would just lay on the floor of the gas station because they were so damn overheated.
Try to get their body temperature down.
Yeah. Right. I was like, how's that working for you now? Your blood pressure pills probably aren't going to like this, you know?
Yeah, but I rode mine. I mean, I'm about to die right here on the floor. But I rode.
Right? It's so weird.
Of course, the Friday going into Sturgis, you've got 8 million cars behind you gassing up for the last push into Sturgis.
Yeah.
People.
So we got a text in from Jeremiah. Road trip is at least one or more overnight.
Oh.
If it's the same day, then it's a drive. See, but I'll argue driving to Sturgis is a road trip.
Well, that's 11 hours if you go straight through. So, I mean, sometimes you break it up. Sometimes you just want to get there.
Yeah.
I'd rather get someplace and just start my vacation.
If it's just me driving, 8 hours is kind of my max.
There's not a lot to see driving across Minnesota and for the majority of South Dakota, I'm not going to lie.
The eastern side of South Dakota is not that entertaining.
No.
I will give you that.
It is not entertaining.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. As a matter of fact, I don't agree with that at all. I don't know. I think it's your attitude. I think it's just if you've got 3 days ahead of you and you're going to Duluth for 2 nights, that's a road trip.
Yeah.
To me, that's a road trip.
Yeah.
From here to Milwaukee is not a road trip.
I don't know. I feel like our drive to the Eclipse was a road trip. That's 5 hours. I don't know.
What makes a road trip?
That's a good
I don't know. Maybe filling the tank once or twice. That to me is a road trip. And by the way, who's making these rules up?
Who is making these rules?
Captain Road Trip, calm down over there.
Oh my God.
Who cares? It's just
hello, Captain.
Getting out is a road trip.
But I don't driving to Crick every day isn't a road trip. You know?
Well, a road trip also is defined by vacation / fun time.
Yeah.
I think you say road trip because it's the excitement. There's a formula to all this. I don't have the time to think about it right now.
Well, I'm looking it up
because I have to pee really bad, to be honest with you. But
I'm going to keep talking then.
It's your attitude.
It says there's no benchmark to qualify for a road trip, but this is saying a long journey, especially one that is recreational or spontaneous.
Yes, that's how it is.
Yeah.
It's what am I trying to say? It's in your heart. I like the spontaneous. That feels road trippy.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to go to Savannah. Let's do a road trip. You're like, what are we going to do today? I don't know. It's a road trip down to Savannah. That feels okay to me.
Listen, the
What are you going to put me in road trip jail? What are you going to do?
road trip happens in your heart, dude.
I already said that. Why are you stealing my stuff? Ooh. Yeah, no. Hi, how's it going?
Hey, Moon Man.
Jesus Christ. Hi, how's it going?
Hey. Hi, Johnny. Hi, Dee.
Good morning.
I think that Johnny's right on this. You take a trip, and then you have some fun. That qualifies for a trip where you can throw on more than one song.
I think
jam out.
I think an overnight trip counts as a road trip.
So, like, if you have to pack a pair of
I don't know,
underwear-
but if you go up to, like, I like St. Germain,
yes,
Eagle River area.
That's in your heart of hearts.
That's a road trip.
That's a road
I'd say
trip.
Eagle River is a
It's the spirit. It's the spirit of adventure, for God's sakes.
Oh, exactly. You guys are overanalyzing
Yes,
this. If you can get away from home,
Yes.
and it's like
Yes.
someone can't call you and say, "Oh, hey, where you at?" and you'd be like, "Oh, hey, I'm gone," or
That's
you
a
know,
road trip.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I mean,
Peace out.
it's like
Love you guys.
It's like thanks,
Love
buddy.
you
It's
too,
like
buddy.
I could have flown somewhere, but I drove. That's a road trip. That's a road trip.
Yeah.
It can be whatever you want it to be. Back roads. I mean, from here to La Crosse is a road trip. Don't road trip shame,
Oh, my God.
you little bitch.
You're the little bitch.
Okay. It didn't want to be. What about if you eat at Taco Bell every 7 exits on the way to Duluth? Is that a road trip?
Oh, my God. Every 7 exits? Aren't you? Oh, you're gonna be stopping for bathroom.
Is a road trip got to be at least one night or 2 nights?
I don't even know that it has to be.
I think it has to be a night.
You think so?
Yeah, that makes it feel better to me. Like you go to La Crosse, you generally, you get up, you wind up, you bar hop up the river or whatever, take some side roads, whatever. That's a road trip to me. I don't care what you say.
Well, listen. I'm not going to define your road trip. You will not define my road trip.
That's where it's at, dude.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
You do you and your road trip.
Hi, how's it going?
Hey, did you Google what classifies as a road trip?
Yeah, there's a bunch of different answers.
What'd you come up with? What's it say?
Okay, I already.
If you go for a drive to get away from home, doesn't matter how long it is.
If you're out of town and
No way.
and it's a night, that's a road trip.
I was.
What else is
checking
it? That's
out
not
when
a-
I was driving down the road, so I couldn't really read the whole thing.
What sounds better? Let's.
Well, I put in what defines a road trip. And that's the one that says a long trip taken for pleasure or business in which travel is on
Yes.
roads.
Something different.
What qualifies as a road trip? A long journey, especially one that is recreational or spontaneous. How long of a drive is considered to be a road trip? There is no benchmark to qualify for a road trip.
Well,
Traveling overnight or multiple days is for some people. That's whatever. What is considered a long car journey, longer than 3 hours, blah, blah, blah.
here's
blah,
what we
blah.
do when we get on the bike. Chris, we'll pick a spot. I'm like, what direction do you want to go? Okay, La Crosse direction. Which way you want to go? I don't know. Let's just start driving.
Okay.
That's a road trip.
This is a study on how Americans take road trips in 2021. According to our respondents, 5 hours of driving round trip is the minimum amount needed to qualify an excursion
I'm sorry, how
as
many?
a road trip.
How many?
5 hours round trip.
I would disagree with you. You took a day trip to the eclipse. A road trip is an overnighter. You took a day trip, and that's fair.
I don't care
It's-
what you. I don't care.
Well, eat this.
I'm not really hungry right now.
Have a good day, guys.
You too.
How can I? Now I'm all confused. I don't
All
know.
day I'm gonna be driving. If I had a road trip.
Am I just day tripping or road tripping?
Well, and I feel like a road trip, there has to be isn't it somebody with you, right? Like,
There you go. That's also a road
do
trip.
you need a partner
Yes,
in order
yes.
for it to be a road trip?
Partner in crime, so
I
you
don't
can.
know.
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
I don't know. Listen, you
aren't,
do you.
You aren't just driving somewhere for the effing sake of driving. There is a prize at the end of the trip.
Yeah.
There's the thing. There's something to see. There's a mission. There's a reason. Otherwise, you're just driving around on the Beltline.
Do you really eat Taco Bell on a road trip? That seems like a terrible idea.
What do you think I'm fat?
Well, aren't you worried about shatting yourself?
It's the journey, people. It's the freaking journey, not the destination. Call it whatever you want.
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Do you have some older tattoos or a tattoo that you regret?
No.
Survey says 49% of people have a tattoo that they don't like or know someone who does.
Ugh.
PetSmart announced a new contest where 5 lucky winners will get a free tattoo. The idea is that you're covering up an old tattoo that you now regret with a new tattoo of your beloved pet.
Yeah.
It's called Tattoo Redo, and they'll fly you to guest to LA for 2 nights
What?
and cover your session with a tattoo artist.
Oh.
You can't get a full back tattoo. It's got to be a small one
Right.
that can be done in one setting, costing $2,500 or less.
Oh, sounds like fine print to me.
So, oh God, I'm trying to think if I have a tattoo. I guess I could cover that one up.
Which one?
My death moth, because there's so much scar tissue because they would totally scraped me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Post. Well, that was just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work.
It was just and I didn't have enough balls to be like, hey, you suck. So I just sat there.
It's kind of like sex with Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
It's just going to happen. You just lay there and let it happen.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait, too soon? Sorry.
I don't think it's too soon.
So you knew while the tat was in progress, it was going downhill.
Yeah.
You just feel it. I mean, was he just doing it?
He was digging, man.
Yeah. It looked. I can't see it up close, but it looks okay. I like the idea.
Yeah. It's not what I wanted.
So you didn't even want the moth.
I did want the moth.
It'd be fun. I wanted a puppy, and it gave me a moth. But the work's fine. No.
If you feel it, you can feel the scar tissue.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You just sat there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Doormat. God. But I don't know. I was young.
Well,
I was young and
How old is
stupid and
it?
couldn't stick up for myself.
Is that one of your first?
Yeah.
Oh. First ever?
No.
Oh.
First ever.
Uh-oh.
First ever tattoo is the one on the back of my neck.
Oh.
The Imperial symbol from Star Wars.
Nice.
That I had done at a tattoo party in Skee Ball's garage.
Those always turn out well.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was me or her that had a one-night stand that night. I get it confused. I know one of the tattoo parties we all ended up in the shower together.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Wiley. Anyway, you can go to PetSmartTattooRedo.com. What was your first tattoo?
You think if you slept with a tattoo guy, you get like half off.
You don't.
I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it.
You pay in other ways.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
What was your first tattoo?
I had just a tiger on my shoulder.
Oh, that's your first one? It's a pretty big one for the first one.
No, wait. Yeah, and then I got it, and then the Chinese snake dude is fighting the tiger.
Is that
not the eye of the tiger?
I know. I was just gonna say that.
Fighting the tiger. I wish if I could go back in time.
Right. I know.
It would just say eye of the tiger.
I know.
Yeah, I dig it, man. I still like my stuff. Huh?
Did you get that done here in Madison, or did you?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who did that. Oh my God, that was so long ago.
I know, right?
It's held up pretty well.
Time.
What's his name up in Middleton? I forget his name.
Don't know.
Jeez.
PetSmartTattooRedo.com. Send in a photo of your old tat and the pet that will inspire your new ink. I'm going to register for that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the question. Do I get a tattoo of Chewy or of Einstein?
I know she didn't bring my name up.
Well, you're a different kind of pet. I don't think they're doing bondage pets. I think they're doing four-legged furry ones.
The majority of my right shoulder was down at Cap City. He did a nice job down there.
Oh, dude.
Held up really well.
Brian
did a great. Brian himself did me.
I heard that.
And then we. and then
He's a good kisser.
Mike from Affliction put my MTV Moon Man up behind my shoulder.
Yeah.
In full regalia, and then Mike also did my skull with headphones on, with purple eyes. I thought that was pretty rad.
It is pretty rad.
So here we are.
Yeah.
No regret.
I'm trying to think.
We should make a bet sometime, and then the loser has to get the tat of the winner's choice on their body.
We were going to do this for the Danica.
That sounds right.
Danica Patrick thing.
Yeah. Who won that?
Well,
I can't remember what the bet was.
I can't either.
That she was a raging bitch, and then
no.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought
a sour loser. No.
Okay, no. Because it was you. You were gonna get Danica tattooed on you if she won something.
That's right. If she ever won a race.
Yeah.
And they were like, it was her last season.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
And we laid out parameters.
Yes,
That's right.
Yes.
Because I was like, was it going to be Danica Danger? Is that what you were going to get tattooed on you?
Might have been.
And because I remember
With
we
her
were
face,
establishing the font size because I didn't want you to
That's right.
sneak out of it with a super tiny, yeah. Mm-hmm.
God, and then she never won.
I know.
Thank
yeah.
God.
It came close though.
That was a close one. Because I thought no, they're going to let her win. I know they are. Just because.
And
That's
now
the world
she's
we live
just
in today.
doing yoga and drinking wine and podcasting.
Yeah.
I know you listen to her podcast.
Replay today the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
Trevor, if you're listening, my mouse is broke. Trevor.
You totally slurred that.
I just totally did. Jesus Christ. Yeah, my mouse and mouth are both broke. If you could stop it and check that, thank you. I'm putting a work order in on the air. How's that?
Yeah, well, it's what we do best. I
ain't got time for no paperwork. Just come on in.
Sending a text.
Get a donut.
Why? I'm on 50,000 watts.
I'm on 50,000 watts.
Yeah, your pipes sound great.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This story about killed me because I can't say that I want to try it either. Shenanigans be great. A museum in Germany announced that they had to fire an employee after he hung up one of his own paintings in their modern art section.
It's pretty funny. I saw this story.
Yeah.
I laughed. I did laugh.
I was like, yeah, that's a good idea, man.
Why not? Nobody will notice because it's just dumb art. Nobody's going to notice.
He's 51, and he's described as a former technician at the museum. They say he was hoping it might help him break through as an artist. It happened on February 23rd. He went in after hours and hung the 4-foot painting on an empty wall alongside works by people like Andy Warhol. Close enough, right?
Yeah.
They haven't said really much else about it or if his painting was any good or anything like that. They're not commenting because they don't want to encourage other people to try it. And I can't believe it took this long for somebody to try it.
I call it initiative. I don't care if it's just some paint dropped on a canvas.
Listen, you miss all the shots you don't take.
Art is what someone calls art, and that's all you have to do. If I dropped a glob of paint on a canvas, it'd be worth nothing. If Picasso dropped a glob of paint on a canvas, it's worth $18 million. Art. It's funny.
Art. He did get some exposure. They noticed it midday, so it had a few hours up there.
That's really, really good. I love it. Good for the little guy.
Yeah. They decided to wait until the museum closed to take it down, so it was part of the exhibit for the full 8 hours. But all they've said is that the painting got no positive feedback from visitors. But that doesn't mean he got any negative feedback either. He did have to drill 2 small holes in the wall to hang it. So on top of losing his job, he's probably going to face some charges for property damage.
So we don't know what it is.
What the painting is?
Yes, we don't know.
Have not seen the painting.
All right. Well, that's hard to judge.
Yeah.
Hard to judge.
So
this is my art. It's called Bacon. Just strip of bacon tacked to the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that works from some people, but I don't know. I'd have to see it. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes the breakthrough. I mean, imagine if it would have got great reviews.
Right. And I'm sure, whatever, even just that stunt of doing that is kind of, it's like, it's an art thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a living art. I don't know. Hopefully this would be an opportunity for the artist to launch into other stuff, right? To continue his projects. This is the exposure he needs. But that's probably why they're keeping it so shh, because they don't want other people to follow the same path. But if I was him, I'd be like, I am the guy who hung the painting. Here is the painting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
shout it from the mountaintops. Whatever. That'll help pay your fines.
It must have been really. It must not really have fit in with the whatever the theme or the whatever they had gone that month at the art museum.
I don't know. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I'd have to see what was going on.
So.
Like you glue noodles to, you make a little noodle art. It could have been something like that. It must have been horrible.
No, we don't know that it was horrible. Why do you say that it must have been horrible?
People said they didn't like it.
No. It said that it got no positive feedback.
Well.
But it doesn't mean it got any feedback at all.
Okay.
Like, did anybody comment any feedback on any of the paintings? So I feel like the museum just said it didn't get any positive feedback as kind of like a F you, dude. Not getting any positive feedback doesn't equal negative feedback. It also didn't get any negative feedback. It got no feedback.
People had no emotion.
Well, people just didn't say how they felt about it at all.
Right.
But did they comment on any of the other art that was there?
I don't want to be the guy that says something dumb about a painting that's worth $82 million. It'll make me look stupid. So, art people are a little snooty, so they're not going to say anything. You don't want to be the guy that's wrong about a piece of art where other people are going like, oh, my God, it's the greatest thing ever.
I don't think you can be wrong about art.
You
can either like it.
No, you can be wrong.
See, this is where we disagree.
No.
You can either like it or not like it, but it's still art.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I can point out with authority which art sucks and which art does not.
That's not how art works.
It's exactly how art works.
No, it's not.
Well, it is.
You might not like it.
I can tell you whether people are going to. I have a very, very keen eye on whether people are going to enjoy something and whether it's going to have any kind of.
But that's fine.
Longevity.
That doesn't mean it's not art, and it doesn't mean that it's.
Well,
not.
It can be bad art. I'll tell you whether it's bad art. I mean, that's fair. I can do that. You can't tell me what is.
I think good and bad art is very much a personal thing.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Nail's tail.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't like it, but that doesn't mean.
The second they erected that thing, I said the longevity. That is a very, very bad piece of football interpretation. It's horrible.
That's fine.
And so I'm just giving you an example of that. I have the eye. I have the eye for art.
You have a brown eye.
I smeared it in my eyeball.
You stone bitch.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
And only 3 countries in the world don't use the metric system?
Or you can listen to this one.
I can't remember where I went Friday. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. What did I do on Friday? I got to check my calendar.
If anybody saw me Friday, call.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
I literally have no idea where I was Friday.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
It's hump day and I'm moving just a little slow. My body knows I got 3 more days to go at a job filled with office politics and drama. Yes, that's why I'm still in my pajamas. It's hump
Pajama.
hump day again.
Jam. Yeah. Jamming.
It's hump. This is the end.
Yeah. Jamming.
Pajamas.
Jammers.
All right. So Bonnie Blue, she's an OnlyFans
Bonnie
star.
Blue. Bonnie Blue.
Yeah.
Aw. I always knew she had it in her.
BLUE.
Where is she? Where is she? She here?
24 years old. She flew to Cancun last month to experience spring break, partying and filming spicy content with college students.
Whoa.
The British expat revealed that she shot past her goal of $200,000 for sleeping with 100 students and earned a whopping $250,000 for experiencing 122 students. That means she slept with them. It was an incredible success for both the boys and I, she said.
What?
I'll for sure be returning next year. Blue worked with other content creator Lelani May and said boys were lining up outside their hotel room.
Could you have to keep saying boys?
Some banging on the door to be allowed in. That's what it says in the story.
All right.
The college boys enjoyed spring break, but I gave them one to remember, Blue said as she wiped the semen from her face. Many spring breakers actually called it a bonding experience. Yeah, sex usually is. They enjoyed every second of it, as did I. Despite experiencing major backlash once again for the star's inappropriate behavior with young men, she didn't let it faze her.
That's better.
Look at all these wieners going through her. We will never create content without organizing proper consent first. In other words, the guys who expressed interest needed to prove legal evidence that they were over 18 years old and were made aware that this content is for our OnlyFans accounts. The well-traveled social media personality, is she an influencer?
Yeah.
Says that. I love
How'd you
your
like to
instant
be
reaction to that.
How'd you like to be guy 119 in that train?
It's fine. Just sounds like getting your boot caught in mud.
I am I'm the community cum spit, and I'm here to serve Cancun.
She's like, hey, there's benefits for everyone involved in her adult business. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Okay. Holy crap.
No thanks. I'm good there. Although I guess I gotta if I'm 19. What'd you have to be? 18?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'm sure if I was 18, I'd throw a hot dog down the hallway.
I mean, money. $250,000. Sex work is work for sure. I'm not doubting that.
Well,
and clearly
it's the free market at work, ladies and gentlemen.
She earned her paycheck.
Yep. That's all right.
Yeah. Isn't that weird that she could have sex with those guys with consent and profit off of making that sex, but charging them for the sex is not okay?
You think it's a bunch of dudes?
Isn't that weird?
You think it's yes, I do think it's weird. Do you think it's a bunch of dudes that couldn't find hot chicks to get laid?
No.
And then went over to her hotel?
No. I think it's dudes that have a lot of confidence because you're going to be on OnlyFans.
Yes.
Everyone's going to be seeing your...
Sign me up.
You know?
Sure.
You're going to need a lot of Viagra for that one, dude.
Listen.
No.
Those are omega-3 vitamins.
Whatever.
Multivitamins. They're not Viagra. It says right here, omega.
Good for her and them. Not my thing.
So the guys are going to be they don't show the dudes' faces, do they?
I don't know if they showed the faces, but they're going to be on OnlyFans. They had to sign a consent form that they were on her OnlyFans account.
Wow.
That's how she made the money.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I don't know. Do you have any experience with OnlyFans?
I have zero experience with it. No.
Yeah.
Well.
Uh-oh.
Lance and I have an idea.
I don't even want to hear it.
The problem is
I don't even want to hear it.
There's one hitch in the giddy up. My wife and his girlfriend won't go for it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Nobody wants to see you two banging each other.
No. It would be, well, just use your imagination. It would be, we'll just let that lie. Let me put it this way. In 1 month, we would have a private jet. I guarantee it. But they won't go for it. Trust me. We've made PowerPoint presentations. They won't go for it. We'd even say that we put a mask over their face and they won't go for it.
You guys must really care about your partners. Being like, hey, would you please sleep with someone else so I can have some money?
Well, it's girl on girl. I mean, it's.
So what?
Well, I'm just saying that's
Girls
the
aren't other people?
Well, sure, they're people. I'm just giving you the concept. That's all.
Yeah, I understood the concept. Oh, trust me, I knew the assignment.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
I find that peculiar. What if it was you could make the same amount of money, however it was a man?
Yeah, nobody wants to see it. That's boring.
It's not boring. She made $250,000 doing it.
Right.
But answer the question.
What's the question?
If it was the same amount of money, the same amount of time, but Christy had to sleep with a dude.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as interesting.
That's not the question. You would still let her do it?
That's the answer. Well, sure, if she wanted to. Feel better with a chick. I think the market is there for two chicks.
I'm saying ignore the market. You're making the same money. Just period. In my hypothetical situation, it's going to be the same exact money, the same exact views, the same exact end result that you get a private jet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a woman. It's her actually sleeping with Lance.
I don't know if she'd want to go for it. I mean, it's just business. I take no pleasure in it.
Wow, that's crazy.
I take no pleasure in it.
The separation you have there is like,
I'm just a guy.
Like, I just want money. I don't care.
I'm just a guy from Terre Haute, Indiana with a fat wallet. That's all I care about.
Wow. But if it was for free, she can't sleep with anybody else.
No.
There has to be money involved?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's a business model, dude. That's the OnlyFans business model.
I understand the OnlyFans business model.
Well, that's what we're talking about. I'm not talking about something
I'm talking about you sharing your wife.
For free or sharing my wife. I'm just saying if she would be into it.
Yeah.
And there was money to be made, sure, I'd do the same thing. Look at this. You're talking to a guy that's been getting up at 3:30 in the morning for damn near 40 years.
You're just trying to pad the 401k. I understand what's happening.
It's purely about retirement.
Oh.
That's all.
Whew.
But
okay.
No, I can't even imagine those two. Oh, we would break the internet with some of our ideas. But
you and Lance are disgusting.
That's nor here nor there.
You're absolutely disgusting.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.